you also to the left, you'll notice there's a tomb, a Sinclair tomb, Knight Templar tomb. That's incorporated into the chapel itself. So we'll go in. I don't know what there may be a presentation. The Sinclair family has been the protectors of the Templar tradition for centuries. And in fact, you'll see Henry Sinclair is buried in Rosslyn Chapel itself. You'll see his name under the Knight Templar. And you'll see that when you go into the chapel. But according to Templar tradition, there were several generations of Sinclairs that were coming over to North America, helping to bring Templar treasure after the Templar order was suppressed in 1307. So as late as 1353, they were still bringing treasure over and putting them in vaults. We used to have 7 vaults. We only have 2 vaults now. We consolidated 5 of the vaults to pay for the American Revolution, to create a free Templar state, a New Atlantis, New Jerusalem, which would become the United States. But this is the remnants. This used to be a castle here, and this is kind of just the remnants of part of the Sinclair castle. And all of this was Sinclair, and still is Sinclair property, including the chapel. Originally, the chapel was meant to be a big cathedral, and it was the last stop on the pilgrim's path. It started out down in Santiago de Compostela. As you moved up, there were 7 cathedrals culminating in Rosslyn Chapel, which is going to be the last cathedral along the So here we are at Temple Kirk. It's the oldest Templar building in Scotland. This is where the order used to reside, and a lot of the gravestones there's old Templar gravestones which later evolved into Masonic gravestones, showing the continuity of the order's existence in different forms. So anyhow, this is one of the old ones with obviously the memento mori with the skull and crossbones. The skull and crossbones, of course, was a symbol. You find that on the Jolly Roger, but it was also it really comes back to the how the bones were packed in an ossuary, and it was also the cross bones goes back to if you remember at Temple Church, where it had the effigies of the knights with their legs crossed. It meant that they served in the Holy Land. Well, it's the same way if crossing the bones shows that they had served in the Holy Land previously. And the X also formed an as above, so below relationship with St. Andrew's Cross. And technically, if you put the skull with the X of the bones, it can form a Chi Rho, which is the monogram for Christ. Then this is actually a hourglass, but it's on its side. So that's what that is.
Why?
Like you would find in a chamber of reflection. So, where we're standing, this is a later church that was built, but the foundations of this is where the original Templar commandery was for Scotland. This is where the first commandery was, clear back in the 1200s. For Scotland, and then this later church was built up around it. But this old, this is like an engraved cross, very similar to what we saw with William Sinclair at Rosslyn Chapel. And even though this was a little bit later, many of the tombs are they go back to, there's old Templar tombs that evolve into Masonic tombs, and by the same families that were passing on the tradition. And so it just goes to show that there's this Scottish tradition of Templarism that evolved into Freemasonry in Scotland. By certain families, and that this site, even though it looks pretty run down now, I mean, this was where the main Templar headquarters was for Scotland for centuries. Even prior to this particular church being built later, or this site being built over the foundations of the former Templar foundations. So. Style where what they did with their architecture, and this was part of what was done along with mixed with Gothic, and you'll see the figurines that are all have symbolic value, some of which are helpful to me.